Hello, and thank you for listening to my presentation on my problem of practice case study. This uh, talk is on the example of practice, but first I wanted to just give a brief introduction, once again, of my problem of practice. At the University of Self-Awareness, students with sensory processing sensitivity trait, or HSP, will be used often as one of the names for this processing sensitivity. Is where learners become easily overwhelmed when given too much information at one time. Furthermore, in some cases, the learner may be unaware of the reasons why they're feeling overwhelmed, but recognize the impact that the sensitivity has on their learning experience if they're aware of uh, possession of the trait. So moving on to the example of practice. Here I have my abstract. I feel like my abstract is working well. I am kind of struggling to make some connections because all of this work is going to be hypothetical as I'm not currently working in a field. I'm actually building my own coaching business, and as it stands right now, I took a break here and no longer have any clients. So it's been a challenge for me to uh, imagine, this case study. So bear with me. So I would say that the one area that I would appreciate feedback in would be with regard to making the connections between theory and practice, which I know is often the case for all of us, but I would say in particular in this situation, because I don't really have a place at this time to apply this, except for, with coaching clients, which I did, and it looks different when you are in that kind of setting versus in learning setting. It's a little different. Anyway, so basically the abstract is working okay for me. I feel like I was able to capture everything, even though I know we're supposed to do that at the end, but I kind of wanted to get it started and then go back. Areas that I would definitely appreciate feedback on would be, as I mentioned, maybe any suggestions for making the connection. My impact of practice, again, is hypothetical. Um, I would like one day, my dream would be to actually do what I'm hypothetically presenting here, which is a focus group of 10 college age learners at a local public two-year college and workforce programs. I would serve as a facilitator, creating a space where learners could express their woes of their first time in college, and particularly as it relates to completing their academic programs through online courses and how they learn. Um, Parts of, and also another part of this group, the second question that the focus group will be surrounded on is the results of the HSP assessment. And so in this assessment, which I believe I've put somewhere in here the actual course. I don't remember where I put it, but in the assessment, which you can get to from the course that I created actually for the highly sensitive person in digital media, um, the assessment is helpful to in a further conversation. So it leaves a lot of room for even others to maybe discover things about themselves, even if they don't identify with the trait or feel that they possess that trait. They can at least identify, as a lot of these characteristics are common to all of us. They may not just, it may just be that, it's just not as, uh, prevalent for you, say, or for another learner. The second group that I intend to research and observe in this case study is a group of also first time in college students taking an online course on how to navigate digital media. This particular group, however, will be using a survey instead of a group, a focus group. So this group actually will answer a survey using that will consist of questions using a Likert scale to score. The significance of such data surrounds how individuals interpret and experience the HSP trait. Dr. Aaron points out that the research shows that an HSP who may have had a more difficult childhood stands the chance of a greater challenge in certain learning contexts. And I intend to explore that more in my concepts in literature and lessons and recommendation. And so I'm excited to be able to break down into smaller pieces a lot of this because this is where it's challenging for me because I'm more of a I see all the details first and then a big picture. And so, but then I also see big picture. So yes, I confuse myself very often. So yes, that is my long introduction or my long, yes, introduction to my case study, my new introduction to my case study. I don't know what this is. It's very late in the evening. So, and thank you so much for listening and I look forward to your feedback.